How you doing today? I'm coming at you to talk about dream crystals and kind of everything related to this because I got a question today on my TikTok saying, I posted the crystals that I work with in my dreams right now that I find the most effective. And they were like, well, how does this work? And so I figured I'd make a video on it because obviously on TikTok I can't go on a 5-10 minute rant talking about all this stuff. So when we talk about crystals, often we'll say, oh, the energy of this is really interesting. It's working with this chakra. It's working with this, blah blah blah. And at the end of the day, what is really all relating to is they're talking about the way in which it interacts with various energy fields that are around you constantly, and that you're constantly changing depending on the environment that you put yourself in or that you find yourself in. And so the humans are at their core electromagnetic beings. I wouldn't even say at the core. That's almost a surface level phenomena. When you go deeper into it, we're so powerful. But you can measure the frequency of an energetic field that people are constantly putting out. And invariably, the quality of that field that extends from your body, that is produced by your body, is the indicator of how the quality of your consciousness, whether you're a genius or whether you're dying. And there's real patented technology to measure these frequencies, and there's technologies showing and studies showing that if you introduce certain vibrational characteristics into an environment, it can change. A very high vibrational substance will raise the vibration of something else, but a lower vibration can bring down the vibration, and the stronger vibration will win out. So keep that in mind. Humans, from what I can tell, are fairly complex vibrational consciousness. Our DNA has a crystal lattice structure, which is powerfully interacting and has the ability to actually harness and alchemize the energetic environment that we find ourselves in around us. And let's just get into why that's the case right now. So I talk about the vibration, but really when you get deep into it, and there's a great TED Talk. The first thing that opened me up to this was a banned TED Talk by Russell Targ on extrasensory perception. And basically he was working with what they call remote viewers with the United States government in the 1980s, and they would do studies where they predict the price of silver in 10 days and they got 90% accuracy. They would go find kidnapping people, victims in like 10 minutes, and this was consistently done over many years, and they studied it in classrooms, having targets, and then they write down the target, and this is just very widely studied, and this goes back into esoteric traditions for thousands of years as well, this kind of interacting with the energy around us and higher evolved frequencies. So that's what I believe, and that's just the start. I mean, you could look at Journeys Out of the Body, which is a great book by Robert Moore, talking about this stuff and his personal experience with it. I find it very authentic. Some people might think he's crazy, but I just think empirically there's enough evidence for this, and experientially there's all the evidence for it you'd ever need. But so extrasensory perception, what is that doing? Well, basically you're accessing this completely interconnected plane of reality. Right, everything is connected all the time on a spectrum of vibration, and another thing science has studied is that you can exchange electrons across vast distances. So that's just kind of a showing you the interconnectedness of everything. So with extrasensory perception, you're kind of bringing yourself up to this higher level of, you could call it dimension, or whatever, and you're just freeing yourself of the physical boundaries, and you can go interact with any energy, and you can perceive physical environments. You can perceive the astral plane, other realities. And there's real information here. And in the book by Robert Moore, he would do things like tell his coworker, at 7 p.m. today, I want you to know what you're doing, and then invariably he'd go back and like every time he would know what they're doing. And it wasn't like random stuff. It's like, oh, he just guessed that they were reading a book at that time. It's like, no, they're walking with their grandma who they see every 4 months out to the shed, and they're doing, very specific things. And so even just with that book, I feel like there's enough empirical data if you believe what he's putting forward, which I do. But anyways, we got to bring all this back to crystals. So what crystals do is they allow you to interact more powerfully with the energetic reality that's around you, and they allow you to impact and alchemize energy towards your certain ends. Okay, and so when you get into, say, demons and whatever, and other entities existing on these other planes, you know, the reality becomes that they're very negative and low vibration entities, right? And so what would counter, you know, a low energy like that? A high energy, right? And if you're a high energy person, or a high frequency, high vibration, positive love, you know, frequency person, you could probably, you know, go shoot that demon and kill it, no problem anyways. But what a crystal will allow you to do is it has its own consciousness to it. It has its own reality to it and its energy. And it can help you harness that energy through this evolved human form, and you know, it's going to resist and be literally a tool. The same way a carpenter needs a hammer to build a house, you know, an alchemist will want to use crystals in order to more powerfully do the work that they want to do. And so to get this back to the dreaming, you know, the energetic qualities of crystals differ quite a bit. And so some of them are going to be so high vibration and so high energy that it's going to be hard to sleep in their presence, you know, especially if they're under your pillow or anything. And moldavite would be one of these. I've experimented quite a bit, and whenever I put moldavite under my pillow, yeah, maybe once in a while I get a very crazy, very insanely, you know, impactful experience, but I don't sleep well. There's just no question about it. But if you use, well, my current setup is Kavalite, black jade, moonstone, and dark amethyst. Those are my main ones, you know. So and you can look up online. People have all their different opinions on these things, and so ultimately that's what is happening, you know. The energy is being alchemized and used by you into your environment, and then you're bringing that into your dream space, and it can have very powerful effects. And the same thing applies to things like essential oils or dream herbs, dream teas, blah blah blah. It's all about affecting the energetic environment around you, which is constantly changing, and everything's connected together in order to create whatever end you want. So that's a little bit on that. That was a pretty long video, actually. I didn't realize I'd gone on for this long already, but I hope that helps, you know, people framing crystals and everything. So I hope you enjoy the background here. I made sure to make it a crystal cave. This is a Titanfall High Wall Cave in Reed Flute Cave. Pretty cool. But if you got any questions on this, I mean, I know I kind of went everywhere on this, but I hope it opened up some doors for you. Leave a comment, and I'll see you another time. All right, peace.